Whoa, 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 once three sisters singing sweet harmony. Now two are here, still planting good seed. Jackie and Gail, yeah, they're walking in light, sharing their stories, keeping hearts bright, talking about life and faith and real love, sending out hope from the one above. When they speak, you can feel what's true, 'cause they've lived it all, and they'll walk with you. Jackie and Gail, just love, just real. Two voices of grace that help you heal.
Hey, hey, hey. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Gil, you ready?
Ready,
You
ready.
ready. Okay. Well, we want to welcome you back to Raw, Restoring Awesome Warriors. I'm your host, Jackie H., and I have here my co-host, Gail Barron, the judge. How you doing today, sis?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. It's been a rainy day, a cold
Yeah.
day. Okay. I ain't been out. I know you've been out, but well, we got a good program today. We got someone special on
Yeah.
today. But
Yeah.
before we get to our special guest, I want to say we're glad that the shutdown is over for so many people. I'm so happy that we can sort of like get life back together, and some people can have a good Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
right? So that was the last show we was on. So we're gonna put up our festivity around us. Okay, so that we all ready for next week. You cooking anything, Gail?
I don't know if I'm cooking.
Okay. Okay.
I don't even know what kind of Thanksgiving I'm gonna have, but I'll be a family.
You be with family.
I'll be
Okay.
a family.
Let me say something before we get to our special guest. I want to make sure that everyone have fire detectors
Yeah.
in their homes. Us from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, it's been so many fires,
Right.
but deaths because of it. This week we had two kids, 5 and 6 years old. But the most of it, when they find is nobody have working detectors,
Yeah.
and they saying that you can call 311, that the fire marshal and them will come out and they will um, install them for you. So we want to say during this holiday that's coming up, and just in general, that you make sure that you're covered, because that's devastation. So
And not only that, on that note, invest in some fire extinguishers.
yeah,
As a property manager, we are required to have them, but it's not a bad idea if the homeowners to get them too.
yeah. So I just wanted to say that to make sure everyone is protected, and do all you can to stay safe for this holiday. Well, we're not going to prolong no longer of who we have today. Yo, you might know her. I don't know her. Does this seem like somebody that you might know? Is that someone that you might know? Well, you might know her at that age, but we're gonna put another picture up there. How about that? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have here one of our dear friends. I'll call her a friend because she's been with us so long. We want to welcome Naurette Hill to the Raw.
Thank you. Thank you. I see you guys have AI as well.
Everything technology these days. Welcome to Raw. Welcome to our
Thank
podcast.
you.
Finally got you to say yes. Had to twist your arm and pull you around
Oh,
a little bit, and then you came on in. But good to have you, sis.
good to
How's
be here. Yeah, it's good to be here.
How's your day going so far?
You know what? I didn't have too bad of a day today.
Okay.
Thank God for that. I had a pretty good day.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna let Gil tell a little bit about her. You're gonna do her bio, do your bio, because I know she ain't gonna follow the script. She's gonna just say what she wants to say because it's her friend. But tell a little bit about who this young lady is.
I'm just going to read a little bit so
Okay.
that they'll know about her.
Mhm.
She was born in Frankfurt, Germany in the 60s. Her dad was stationed in the army over there.
Mhm.
She's the sixth child of Richard Ware Jr. and Burley Ann Beverly William. Um, it was three girls, three boys. She had five husbands.
Oh Lord, the woman at the well.
No,
Yeah. Don't do
no,
this. Don't do this to Larry.
Five.
no, no, she's a wife and a mother of four. She has three girls and one son. She also is a grandmother of two
Yes.
boys.
Well,
Uh,
oh,
They didn't give me the. She didn't send me the picture of the second one. She have two grandsons.
yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's my TJ there.
that's Mr. TJ. He done grown
Yeah.
up. That's an old picture of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Naurette, just we're gonna open up with who is Naurette. Coming up, you was you said Frankfurt, Germany that you was
Germany.
born.
Yeah.
But so when did you get to the States? Where did you move to Omaha or Nebraska? When did you come there? Is this
Well,
picture right here Germany or Nebraska?
I think I'm not even sure. I have to look at that picture, the back of it. I don't know if there's any words on the back of that picture, but I'm
Okay.
believing that could have been fourth grade, which would have been my first year in Omaha,
Okay. All right.
possibly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let me just share a fun fact if I can. And this is the first time I've used this name for my mom because, of course, we had just found out about it. But my mom, and we've always known her as her name. Well, of course, mom, but we knew her name was Verly Hughes. And it was at my uncle's funeral that we found out that that wasn't her real name. And that was just like maybe 3, possibly 4 years ago that we found out my mom is not who maybe, that's why she stay away from cameras because her name is not the name that we know her to be. So we've always, my mom Verly, and that's the only name we've known. But we found out at the funeral years ago that my grandmother and all of her kids had to change their name. And so my mom's birth name from my grandmother was Beverly. And that's the first time I've ever actually used that. Of course, we just found out about it. So that was a little fun fact. And I hope this
Yeah.
information doesn't get back to her. And
Okay. Wait a minute.
and I'll just, it'll be okay because Gail said it first. And, with my mom, everything Gail does is okay. It's me that's the problem.
Well, you said a fun fact, but if y'all in hideout and that was the name, that ain't funny.
Well, I mean, but this was years ago. I think,
Well, we got on the
yeah,
pot. Is this
yeah,
is this somebody gonna be searching out for the red? Oh my
no,
God.
no,
And,
they wouldn't get anything. I mean, you could find me. But no, this was, yeah, this was years way before I was even. I think my mom was like 2 or 3 years old. So it's,
okay. Well,
yeah,
coming
it's
up
been some time ago.
okay, coming up as a child, up until you, I would give it up to like 18. What was the fun things you like to do? What was you into? Like, as
Oh,
far as what hobbies, whatever. What's about the
oh,
red?
in Omaha, we were. It doesn't seem like there was a lot to do, but we did a lot as a kid because there was six of us, three girls, three boys. My mom. And then my cousins, when we moved in with them, and I was about in the fourth grade when that happened, it was six of them, three girls, three boys. So there was 12 kids in the house, six girls, six boys.
Huh?
So they did everything possible to keep us busy and out the house. We ran track.
Okay.
We swam year round. because in Nebraska, the schools, part of your gym class was swimming. That was part
Okay.
of the class that you had to take. So the pools were not only open in the summertime, the pools are open year round.
Okay.
And because we come from a family of lifeguards, not only was the family working at the pools, we would go and we would just swim in the dead of winter, knee deep in snow. The Pulliams and the Wares, which I was aware, my cousins, their last name was Pulliam. All six of us would be going to the pool. And in the wintertime, it was an indoor pool because, of course, it was the schools at that time. And so we would go. And so we were always there. On Sundays, we always went skating. Sunday evening, around 5 or 6 o'clock, everybody would go skating. It was the football teams, during the school year. If whatever high school you went to, that was a big thing for us, going to the football games on the Friday
But
night
were
football.
you into sports yourself? Like, I know you liked, watch football, but was you like besides uh track? Was it any other sports that you were in? Like you did?
So I did the track and field. Of
Football.
course, we did the swimming, but for the football, I was one of the pom pom girls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was always. I think my childhood coming up, I was pretty active. I worked, when I was in school. After I got into high school and I tried out the cheerleaders, or the pom pom was different from the cheerleaders. But we showed up at everything as well. And we were the girls that was out there when the band marched onto the field, we were with the
Oh,
band.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So I think I have a different name for them now, but um yeah, we were with the band, and the wrestling, when the wrestlers are out, we were there, but we were sitting down. The football team, the basketball team, we had a spot there, a moment there when we would do something. So we were always, it's summertime, we were in summer camps.
Or was
That's
it
another thing they kept us in.
active?
We would go to the college, and we would actually live there. It was called Upward Bound. We would stay there for the whole summer, and then at the end of the year, we take a big trip. So I just remember my childhood years as far as activities and things. It was fun. It was fun.
Great.
I just remember having a lot of fun with friends, family. We were just always doing something.
Okay. So moving up to age between 20 and 30. What transpired that what age did you get married? Let me say that first. What was your age so I can back it up? What year did you get married?
Okay, so let me just say from the age of
I
20
just
to
want you to
about,
tell me I just want you to tell me what age you got married.
well, wait a
I
minute, this is going to help you out. From the age of 20 to about 25, everything's a blur. I don't remember.
okay.
Oh,
All right.
just kidding. No, no, no. I got married. No, I got married. I was 24. I got married in 1989.
So you got
I believe
married when you were 24 years old?
I believe so. Was I 24? I have to do the math. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I'm sorry, but I got married. I was, born in 64. I got married in 89. I'm not sure what age that was, but it was in my early 20s when I got married.
So it's between the age of 20 and 30.
Yeah, yeah.
You was in there. Okay, so the blur
No, there
year.
was no blur. That was just a joke, Jackie. There was
So
no real blur.
what what made you or what transpired that you got, wanted to get married? You was this fun person having fun and all of a sudden now you're married. So what was that journey?
First, I never wanted to be married. I never wanted to be married. Yeah, I guess how some girls might have dreams with their husband and whatever, whatever. I always knew I would date, but I knew as a matter of fact that marriage was off the table for me. Simply because I've seen so many dysfunctional marriages, even with my friends getting married, and I just never understood the point
Okay.
because
So
no
was that
one that
because of
was
your
happy.
mother and father? Was that because of what you saw in your family or just people in general?
Both inside my family, and then with my friend, all my friends grew up like, for all of us that grew up together and all the fun we had, we all came from single homes. You know what I mean? And then, but I saw things with my girlfriend, of course, my dad, but even outside of that, just with my girlfriends and their relationships and their marriages. I had a friend that got married, and on her wedding night, she went back with her boyfriend, and he went back with his boyfriend, with his girlfriend, whoever. And, just a lot of friends. So I never thought marriage, it just wasn't serious enough for me. And I never saw a good picture other than TV. I didn't see in real life what a real marriage was supposed to look like.
So
So
what
I
so
didn't,
so what led you down that road? That's what I'm asking.
it wasn't
Barbie,
me. Let me tell you, it wasn't me. It wasn't
What you
anything that
saying?
I had even
Bar-
desired.
Hold up.
Barbie and Ken.
Barbie
Say
and
Barbie and Ken. What that mean?
the
You
dolls.
know now, babies,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barbie.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you didn't want to get married, but yet you did.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to see what changed.
Yes.
What happened.
So I had left Omaha, went to South Carolina, and I was dating this young man,
What?
and I got pregnant. And And so after I got pregnant, I knew my take on life was a little different then, because when it was just me, I was carefree. I can just go travel and do whatever I wanted to do. But when I got married, that kind of changed. I mean, when I got pregnant, that kind of changed some things for me. And I knew marriage was still off the table, but I knew I had to get serious about life because now I'm going to be responsible for somebody else. So I went back to Nebraska, and I was, went back home to my mom, and we went to church one day, and I'm like really pregnant. I'm like 6, 7 months pregnant. And the pastor was preaching. And at that moment, he stopped in the middle of preaching and said, "A lot of you young women, you don't have husbands because you simply haven't asked for one." And so he asked the young women to just stop right then and pray for a husband. Well, I really didn't want to pray because I didn't want a husband, but I didn't want to be disobedient. I prayed out of disobedience. I didn't pray because I wanted a husband. So my prayer wasn't a lot. I don't know what anybody else's prayer was like because it was quiet. I guess everybody prayed within. So my prayer was a really short prayer because, for one, I'm already pregnant. So I'm like, I don't know how this is going to work. I don't know how this is supposed to work because I'm already pregnant. And now I'm asking for a husband. But I did ask God when He saw fit in His time to bless me with a husband, then, okay. And I just stopped at that because there was nothing in me that really wanted a husband.
So
Um,
was
s-
you still with your
yes,
the guy? You were still with your boyfriend?
yes, we were still together. Yeah, we
Oh,
were we were still in this committed relationship, but I wasn't going to marry. I knew that I wasn't going to marry him. I knew that I didn't want to be married to him. Um, and so I went on. Let's see, and so a couple months later, I gave birth to my daughter and my oldest. And I'm thinking, how am I going to take care of her? Now I have to think about what's my plan. Now I'm responsible for this person. I got to make sure we got a roof over our head and food to eat. And how are you going to make this happen? And so I went down and talked to a recruiter, and I signed up for the army. I took the test, passed the test. I was going to go into the army. And then, so my plan from that was to take my daughter down to her father. He was in South Carolina. I was going to do basic training. After I got out of basic training, I was going to set myself up, get us a place. And then, of course, I was going to go get my kid, and we were just going to live our life, pretty much like that. But but when you say a prayer, God hears it. He hears your prayers. And you just, of yourself, you don't know how that prayer is gonna go over, what's gonna happen. And when I got down there, my brother was down there. That's how I ended up in Charleston. And my brother was in the Navy, and they were out to sea. So they were coming in on this particular day. They were coming in, and we're down there. I'm waiting for my brother to get off the ship. And there's a girl that we knew from Omaha. She was down there, and her and my brother were dating. So we were waiting for them to get off the ship. And I see this guy. This is just weird. You just either you're gonna believe it or you're not. The ship comes in, all the guys are getting off the ship, but there's a guy at the top of the ship, and he's doing whatever he got to do because he's got to get himself off. And something just told me, that's your husband. Now, I don't know anybody down there. I don't know his name. I want to at least kind of look at his face so I can remember him again, because I don't want to, walk up to the wrong person. And he gets off the ship. We,
Yeah.
we all, so then I just get with my brother. We get in the car. He said, "Hey, we just want to hang out." All these guys, let's start getting in the car and we're driving off. I really didn't think anything more about it until right before we got ready to go out the gate of the yard, the Navy yard, there was a guy standing there. And I asked my brother, I said, "Hey, who's that guy?" He said, "That's Hill." I said, "Can he come with us?" And my brother said, "Yeah." And they rolled down the window and they was like, "Hey, Hill, come on." And he runs and he jumps in the car, an already overly packed car. And from that point on, like all the guys were having fun, just doing whatever they wanted to do. But he stuck right with me.
But
We just
let me
kind of hung out.
hold on for a minute.
Yeah.
So the guy that you saw on the top of a ship, did you know that was the same guy at the gate, or you were just inviting
I,
another guy in the gate in the car? Was
I, I think I did. I'm hoping I did. I
oh
don't
my
really know, but I hope it was. I hope I
goodness.
got the right guy. Who knows? I'm married now. But yeah, I think the
Oh Lord. Oh, okay. This is
thing
this
was
is it, people. This is it. It can't get no better than this. This is Naurette Hill. We are with Naurette Hill tonight. So
no, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure I would have known but standing at that gate, sometimes you could just feel people. And when I saw him at the gate, I knew he wanted to go with us. Now, was I certain that that was him on the deck? But I probably did, maybe I didn't. But you just see some people and you know that he wants to hang out with us. And I'm
okay.
that person. Like I'm not gonna. If somebody want to come and hang out, and we're hey, come on, let's not leave anybody out. But can I say that I believe maybe I did know. I like to
And
revisit that day if I could.
okay, yeah, what is you sitting here laughing, you laughing, you don't even got a comedian on tonight, so it's not gonna be fun. Okay. Um
Look, he had
what
on a blue suit. Didn't they all have on the blue suit that they wear? So I'm pretty sure it was him.
the reason that okay.
Yeah.
Well, was that the beginning of you
Yes.
dating?
Yes.
Okay. So how long did you
Yes.
date?
We did not date a very long time. We dated only 4 weeks. We like knew each other for
Wait a minute.
4 weeks and then we got married. And
Really?
it yes, it was really only 4 weeks. It kind of had to be like that because remember, I went down there to leave my daughter down there because I was going into the military. So I had a date that I was supposed to leave to be shipped off to the army for basic training. That day was my wedding day. And the Navy or the Army, I'm sorry, we got married that morning. I was supposed to leave later on that evening with the Army to be shipped off the basic training. But by me getting married, I just kind of decided, hey, I don't think I want to do this Army thing anymore because I'm married. I just got married. I just didn't want to do so I went and talked to my brother. I said, hey, how do I do this? Like, I don't want to go now. I just got married today. I'm not ready to leave. And we're in two different branches, right? So my brother said, well, when you go, the only thing that would stop me from going was if I could get my weight up. He said, it doesn't have to be a lot, but it has to be enough to where they can, give you two options. Either you can go to the fat camp or they can tell you to get your weight down and come back. So I bought packs of cookies and I'm standing in line processing through eating cookies
Correct.
in the line.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't
If
hear you.
if this wasn't believable, somebody probably wouldn't even believe the story. But I believe you. I know your story. But this is
Yeah, it's what
really
happened.
on the day that you're supposed to be going in the army, you
Yes.
married in the morning, and now you're in line eating cookies?
Yeah, because I did not want to go. I didn't want to go. I wanted to, I was married and I thought it wouldn't probably be a good idea to just stay with my husband. So I didn't want to go.
Gail won't even say no. She just over there laughing. I can't even get her to help me with the interview. Right. That's very
I,
funny. But anyway, before I'm just asking you, before that, you knew that you was going into the military. w- was you trying to hurry up and get married for a reason, or why couldn't you just wait and go in the military and then come back and then you could get married? You had options.
so to be honest with you, that's the period that I really believe in my heart that had God not moved me in that area, because I take 20 minutes to pick out bread. So I didn't even want to be married. So there's
Mhm.
no way of myself I would have gotten married because I
Okay.
didn't want to be married. I said
Okay.
a prayer because I was asked to, and out of obedience, I did that. When I got down there, I saw that God, he doesn't, don't, don't forget that not only do I not know him, he didn't know me. And now, how am I going to tell this guy, yeah, we're supposed to get married? He could think I was a lunatic, just crazy.
So you
So,
down there for the 4 weeks though, to turn your daughter over,
right.
and you start dating someone. So what happened to where was your daughter at during this time with the father, and you was with him the 4 weeks?
Yes, it wasn't like we hung out every day, but for the times that we hung out, she would always be with her dad. Yeah. So I can probably answer some of your questions. I can just share a little bit more with you on how that thing all kind of played itself out.
Well, I believe it
S-
was a God ordained thing. I get it. I get
Yeah.
what you said, but this is like for people who we're sharing with. This has to be believable that sometimes what God does
Yeah.
doesn't seem uh natural. It doesn't seem. It don't make sense. It doesn't. It's
It doesn't even seem real.
you can have your plans,
Yeah.
but if God has something another way for you to another plan for you, okay, it might sound crazy to everybody else, but that's how He moves.
But back in the older days, that's how I'm not even talking in the Bible. I'm talking about in our lives, period. He we say he works in mysterious ways. He really did. And so you kind of like miss those days where you just take out of his word, you believe him, and you act upon it. Because now, today, um, I believe a pastor had said a while ago, we're paralyzed because we analyze. And I know half of the stuff don't make sense, but he said God's not trying to make sense. He's trying to make faith.
Yeah. Yep.
And
Yep.
so, you know, some of these stories is it, for us we it's believable, but explaining that to other people, and I believe it. I believe it. It's just so because of the way things are now. You really did that? You got to have all the information, and you got to have your wedding gown and everything, but sometimes it's just like that.
Okay, all right then, all right then.
So let me just, because there are two confirming factors for me. Well, two prayers that I prayed that like confirmed for me that this was definitely something that Naurette, because it wasn't a desire of mine. It's something that I didn't even know that I didn't even know who this person was. So, you know, if you just knew me a little bit, I don't make fast decisions like that, especially about getting married, or that's not even what I wanted to do. So then we did end up getting married. Well, once when I was processing through the military, they do a body, they took this measuring tape around my waist because my weight wasn't the problem, but when they measure you around the waist and however I was larger in that area. I don't know what they call it, your body mass or whatever it was. And so then they gave me that option, and because I said, God, I was really talking to God. I didn't want to go because I'm married now, and I asked God to make a way. And when they measured me from eating those cookies, and this was all in the matter of hours. It wasn't like I ate cookies for 3 days. But I ate enough, and I'm a pretty good eater. That my body mass was over. And so they pulled me out of line and said for me to get this weight thing under control, down, and then that I could come back. Well, I never went back. So I was actually able not to process through the military because of that.
Okay,
Okay, but let me just go back to my childhood. Just one story. When I was young, I prayed, I don't know, maybe 9 or 10 or somewhere around there. I prayed a prayer and I had this map. And in this map, I pointed to Philadelphia, but I was young. And I don't know. I don't know if it was because of the music. It seemed like at that time a lot of good music coming out of Philadelphia. Well, I'm a child. I don't really know a lot about things like that. But I pointed to Philadelphia and I told God I wanted to go here. I wanted to live here. And I'm sure as kids, we all say things. And we go on with our lives as we grow older and become adults. We don't remember those things because there's so many prayers that we've said in between, from that point that we don't remember. But I remember praying, pointing to Philadelphia. I don't know anything about Philadelphia at all, but that's the map. That's the place that I pointed to on the map. And I told God I wanted to go there. That was that was my prayer as a kid. I only prayed it one time. So it almost seems like the direction in my life God was leading me to the prayers that I had prayed, even though I didn't remember. He did. God remembered.
So prayer works.
I can I can say I will tell you yes. And it doesn't matter how long it takes, it still works. That prayer about a husband didn't take long, but when I was a kid praying to come to Philadelphia, I think I was 25 or 26 by the time I got here. I didn't even remember as a kid praying that prayer. I didn't remember.
So
And
how did you get to Philadelphia?
so we were in Charleston, South Carolina, and well, one thing, I had got married that day, and I didn't have to go to the military that day, but I did have to go back to the guy that I was dating to let him know that we were going to have to break up because I'm married now. And I was praying this whole
Wait,
thing was
wait, 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 wait a minute, wait a minute. Because this ain't something ordinary to go tell somebody and
absolutely.
not get beat up and cause a whole thing. You going to go to tell is not just a friend, it's your boyfriend.
I
Are
will
you still
say that.
dating him or you finished?
Well, let me say, you know how you get to the end of a relationship, but you guys just haven't made it official?
So you're still you're still your boyfriend.
Well, I
Is that the
guess,
end, but you didn't make it official.
right, because he had kind of moved on with his life, and I had, but neither one of us had come back to make it official. Like, okay, this is over.
Okay.
So at this point,
So
I'm just
you're
making
gonna
it
make it over
official.
with a marriage.
Say it again.
So you're gonna let him know it's over by telling him that you're married now.
Yes.
Wow.
So
I,
I go to the because I also have to go there because my daughter's still there, so I have to go pick her up.
oh,
So
she
I'm
wasn't at the
praying,
wedding.
huh?
Wait a minute. She wasn't at the wedding.
Oh no, Courtney. Not well. It must not have been the same day because Courtney was at the wedding. So this may
Oh,
have been another day or the next day or something
okay.
like that. So to go to the house to pick her up, but I'm praying and I'm like, God, this is not. I don't know how this is gonna work out. Like I'm praying to God because this is a little, it's a lot right now. And I'm like, God, I don't want any trouble, but how am I going to tell him that I'm married? This is not you just don't move through life doing what you want.
No, you don't do
With
that.
no regard to people's feelings and no regard. It's not all about me. It's not all about what Naurette doing. What I have to consider, there are things that I had to consider. And I'm like, I'm not making, I don't even like move like this. So I'm praying and I'm asking God, God, can't just, I don't know how to do this. And I feel like I'm making a mess. God, I don't know how to do this. So I go to the house. Of course, I have a key, open up the key, go in our room, and he's in the room, had been sleeping all night, and his girlfriend was with him. So for
Oh,
that, I didn't have to explain
nothing.
because it wasn't the relationship just wasn't over for me. It was over for him because he had someone else. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
And so for that, I was like, God, thank you, because this was really I don't know how I'm going to do this. I know the relationship is over, but because we've never talked about it, I didn't know where he stood. And then when I got back to that house, he was already there with another girl in the bed, his girlfriend.
Okay.
It was his ex-girlfriend, and they were always off and on and off and on. So I knew who she was.
So you
So
just
that
got
was
cut
really
off
a
and your kid and you left?
so I went in the room and I see them. He jumps up. He's thinking I'm gonna come in there fighting because he
Mhm.
doesn't know where I'm at either. Keep in mind that we hadn't made anything official yet. So he comes in, I go in the room and he jumps up thinking I'm gonna come in there and like maybe start a fight because he's with somebody. But I didn't. That was like an answered prayer for me. All I said was, "Don't let me bother you. I'm just gonna get the baby stuff and I'm gonna go." And so then he was upset because he was expecting more of a reaction from me because he didn't know yet that I had gotten married. We must not have seen each other a couple of days because apparently some things was going on with the both of us that neither one of us knew about. So I thank
Okay.
God. I thank God. Look, it's my
That's
life.
right.
It may sound
You making it out of a God story. And that's
because
the truth for you. But I want to know, let the people know who's listening. Please, unless God is directing you in a life like this, please, because, I mean, it's things happening to
yeah,
people all the time.
yeah,
This is the kind of stuff that you'll find, people missing and everything else. So this is not one of those stories I want to be saying that this is how it works for real.
no,
This special. This is a testimony of Naurette Hill because we
right,
don't want nobody to go trying stuff and one
right,
don't be it don't be this great.
right.
So
Well,
you
I mean,
move.
it's work. This still doesn't mean in the relationship there's still not work, but I do think it's very important that people know that this is not a normal. This is not. I would not suggest anybody go out and try anything like that unless
Do this.
yeah, you really have to know. And at the time I didn't even really know, but let
Uh,
me just say I really one of the things that I know for certain is that the relationship with the other person had ended. It just wasn't an official end, so
But
I
it doesn't
wasn't.
matter to some people, like the day and time. It
Yeah,
doesn't matter even if it ended. There are some people that it would still hurt you. There are some
yeah,
people, even if they don't want you,
Yeah.
even
right,
if they moved on, it's not that, it's just not that way. So that's
right,
why I want to keep saying it, that this is a story of a testimony of God moving in Norette Hill's life. This is not normal. And um, unless you know that God is calling you to do something or moving in a way, it's not safe. It's not, so that's a blessing that everything turned out, and plus a kid in the middle, a child
yes,
involved, so it's
yes,
gonna be something. So I want to move on to, you made it to Philadelphia. Did you miss home?
yes. I did. I did. I that was one of the harder parts, especially around, I think the holidays would be the worst because on the holidays, that's when family would come together.
Okay.
And so when I call home and I would hear the voices and everybody laughing, that was really hard. Even
Okay.
though, I had a new family here, that's my family back home. So it was really, it took some years. And I mean that literally, it took years to get over missing being home.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And even as long as I've been here, I still need to go home. I still need to see faces. I still need to see my mother's face, my sister. My niece. I still need to see them. Talking on the phone is okay, and I know we can FaceTime, but I need to be amongst. I need to I need to sit amongst y'all and just sit there and laugh and talk.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know if you ever get past that, but I know it's not as hard as it used to be. But that
Okay.
was hard.
So
There
let
was a
me.
lot of life changing um decisions quickly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to ask her, for others and people that might feel the same way. It's not only that she got married, but she had a child already. How was it with a blended? You're getting married, but you're coming in with your child, and you're moving to a whole new city, whole new family. Did you even meet your in-laws before you got there, or you just met them as you came into town?
I met him when we pulled up in front of the house. We
And you
pulled
come
up.
and you come with a child and
Yeah.
married and don't know the people who you get ready to meet.
Actually, my father-in-law, when we pulled up in front of the house, so there's a different lifestyle in Omaha that's here in Philadelphia. So in Philadelphia, I thought we got there, it was dark outside, but there was still so many people outside. And in, Nebraska, the streets are clean and quiet. You just don't have people out hanging out in the streets like that. So we pulled up in front of his house, and there was this man standing outside the door, but it was a lot of people out there. But this man kept looking at us. And I got a little nervous because with so many people, I'm not used to that many people. And I was like, well, this guy, there's this man out here. And they said, oh, that's my dad. So that's when I met his dad. And of course, his mom was standing in the door. So that's when I met them. Now, I had talked to them on the phone, but I'd never seen them.
Okay. So how was that experience of you had to live with them because I'm pretty sure you didn't have housing and stuff, so you live with your in-laws, or what was the? This is a
Eh,
whole lot of stuff going on. It's a new marriage. You
Yeah.
come with a kid, you move it to a new city. Did you already have a place?
No, no, we didn't have anything. We just a
Oh,
marriage license and a kid. Um, and then the car to
wow.
come back,
This is a
to
this is a this is a lot. This is I mean, it's a story you tell them, but this is trauma. This is
it,
dramatic. This is a lot.
it
But
wasn't trauma for me. And I never, because we were being a military family, moving and traveling, going to different places. That was normal for us.
I
So,
get that that was with your family. This
right.
is totally new people. This is a you have a baby and you have a new husband and
Yeah.
you're in a new city.
Yeah.
That's not military. That's something else.
Well, the moving, what I'm talking about is the moving around, the moving, meeting new people. So that was never, I didn't view that as one traumatic.
That was just normalcy
I,
to you. It was just like another move.
yeah, it was just another phase in my life. I mean, I guess I didn't view it as a negative. It
Okay.
wasn't a negative in my mind, you know. And when I met his mom and dad, his parents, they were so welcoming to me. You know what I mean? They really, it was, when I met them, they were just so nice and so welcoming. And they said, "Oh, you have a baby." They didn't know. Maybe they didn't know. Then there was and they just took us on as though they had known me. So there was never a period where I felt awkward or out of place or this is new. That's not me. That's just not even me today.
But
Like
that's a
I could pack
great
up and
point.
move someplace. I'm sorry, say that again.
See, that's a great point. What's normal to one may not be the same for someone else, and you won't view it. She said because of the military background, they was always moving new people, so it was easy for her to adapt. Now us, I know for me, I'm not gonna pick up and leave and go somewhere that wasn't in my blood.
Yeah, I never heard the
Yeah,
story, so this is like right now, I'm just traumatized. I'm just sitting in the chair, I can't move. I'm like, I should
but
have talked to you
but
before I
she
had the
said
interview.
it
I didn't
wasn't
know.
trauma to her. It's trauma to
I'm
you,
saying that's
but
what I'm saying.
it's not trauma because she used to it by being in a military
Right.
family.
So I
That's
never
one thing
I
you do
never
is travel.
I never heard her story.
Yeah.
So this is I'm glad because it's pure for me. It's pure. This is like diabolical. No, I never read no, I
I
shut
know
up.
it.
It's like
Yeah.
God, I'm just trying to process all the moves.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, people play checkers and chess, but this is a lot of this is like a study game here. This is like
Right.
one move. So okay,
Yeah.
so uh, your daughter, you say you have three girls and one boy. So when
Mm.
did you all have a kid together? Like versus you have the one daughter,
Right.
Courtney. When did Crystal come? What
So
you like?
Crystal was born, let's see. So I got married in 89. Crystal was born in 91.
There's 2 years.
Yes. Yeah. And I don't, I don't know. To me, it was just life. You're living. You're doing whatever. So let me just go back to the moving around. Like I could move today. Um, I could move today. I don't have me transitioning from place to place or different. That's not. I don't see that as anything. I
That's
know because
just me.
I feel bad. You said it was trauma. I don't see
No,
that.
what I'm let me back it up and ask you one question, then maybe it can get in my head to why. So you say you was born in Frankfurt, Germany.
Right.
How long were you there? Like when did you move to this like another move to the States or
So
whatever?
I was a kid. I was a baby. Let me just say I was a baby. So that would have been the time my mom and my dad would have been carrying me, or I'm just learning how to walk. I really, I really would have to ask my mom how old was I before I got back to the States
But my
because
point
I don't
is
remember.
you were
I don't
moving around
remember
the
any of
States.
stuff. Huh?
Your most of your move was around in the States.
Most of my
They never
moving around. Yes.
in the States. Okay. So how long
Right.
was you in the military that you did all these moves? Or was it just moved outside? Was it just moving? Period.
No, well, I mean, we did do a lot of moving, but I think when that separation came from my mom and dad, maybe I was. Hmm, how old was I in? It was maybe 6 or 7, somewhere around there.
And how many times did you all move prosperly? Like for you to be used to moving more than 3 times, more than 4 times? Like
Yeah,
it's
I
a
guess it could have been 3, because we up and left St. Louis and moved straight to Omaha. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't see moving as a negative. I don't remember how many times it was
It's
exactly.
not a
It's
negative.
it's not
It's
it's
not a
not a
negative.
neg. It's just for me. It's
Yeah.
not. A lot of people move. I was in the military. I seen people move all the time. I hated to pack a bag. Like right now, I moved to this apartment from my house. It was trauma to me. It's me. It's
Mm,
moving. So somebody just pick. But that's only me as a single. And then
Yeah.
you got a baby. And then you got a new husband. And you got that. That's overwhelming for me. Somebody else would probably be normalcy. It's
it
just
is.
just
It's
okay.
just life for me. It's life. You
Okay.
know, I would go
So
back, and even when I
do
was
it
here
again.
and I would go back to visit my mom, I would pack the kids' suitcase. I would pack a suitcase, all that stuff. I would get on a Greyhound bus
Mhm.
and ride to Omaha and turn around and ride back. We're changing buses in the middle of the night. You got to get off and go stand and I have 4 kids with me. I never saw that as you do whatever, you just do what you got to do. I wanted to go and I wanted to take the kids. So I packed us all up and we all went. I didn't see it as, oh, are you going to do that with 4 kids,
So
changing that
let
many buses? I
me
never thought, no was never an option. No, I can't do it. Was never a thought for me.
let me read a note that I have here
Okay.
from one of your children.
Uh-oh.
My mom is an amazing woman. She might not think so, and I'll never hear the end of it now that I'm saying it.
Who
But
said it?
she really is. She lives so many lives, from a fire starter to a mother to the world's best comedian. When I think of my mom, it's not always from I love her for what she can do for me way. So I'll share how I do. I try to think of her in various stages of her life, the stages and events that made her into the woman I've known for 36 years. So I guess by now you know who I'm talking about. 'Cause I said 36 years.
Yeah.
A woman who went to college with a husband and 4 kids. So that reminded me of the story she just said. She
Hmm.
got on the bus. So they saying she even went to college and had a husband and 4 kids. A woman who likes to travel just as much as she liked being home. The mom who didn't limit us as children, which apparently exposed us to more than what was immediately around us. The young woman who had me at 25, and while she faced various barriers and obstacles, she didn't allow those things to throw her off course. I think about the girl who loved her big mama, who loved in Watts for a short time, who lived in Watts for a short time, who graduated high school and went to Louisiana for college. She even visit my alma mater. I think about the abuse child who had the key to let her family back in the house after my grandfather was behaving like himself. So as I'm reading this, you see the strong woman, Naurette. I'm saying this is how your child feel about you.
Wow.
So evidently, you are the mother of the year. You're the mother of many years because they think highly of you. I got all those pictures that I'm showing. It was from your
Yeah.
second daughter. So I'm saying sometimes we could underestimate ourselves and don't view how other people think of us, but evidently you did a good job because the praises are here. I always tell my mom that she parent us because of the lack she faced. So they thinking that you gave them a lot because of what you didn't have or what you lacked.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Uh, things that she wanted, but she said, "I'm thankful to have her." I rarely feel that I can't do something. I may not want to do something, but that's the difference. That's different. My mom is a woman who can and will make something happen. So with them four children on the Greyhound bus, switching, switching buses, you made it happen. She said though, sometimes she feel like you don't get the treatment that you give out that you deserve. You feel like she feel like people sometimes don't give you in return of how you treat them or the respect that you deserve. What do you think about that? Do you feel that or is just you just taking it that's what your daughter say or do you ever feel like sometimes what you give out you don't get it in return?
Well, I think what I've come to understand about that is people aren't me and I'm not them.
Hmm.
So the things that I do, like my brain doesn't tell me that there's certain things that I can't, like to be fearful, things that other people are fearful of. My brain doesn't tell me that I should be fearful. So I don't think that I can't not do it.
Okay.
But as far as people, so I have to understand, like, if I'm for you, like I'm 150% gonna go to bat, stick with you. That's my makeup. That's my nature. I did have to understand that other people aren't like um someone's explaining to me there's givers and there's takers. If you're a giver, you need a taker. Or else your giving wouldn't be, you wouldn't be able to do that. So once I begin to understand how people are, and if people, I mean, there are certain ways where people can be rude, and you can just see some differences in people. You just learn that if this person is not good for you mentally, then maybe that's a person that you may just have to step away from,
Okay.
all in understanding that everybody's not going to move the way I move. So,
Okay.
I can resolve myself with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you get high praise from your children. Um, I forgot to get a say from your husband.
I'll
'Cause-
just speak for him. Let me just speak on this. No, this is what he better say.
but Narette, all those years of just seeing someone on top of the boat and then how's marriage? Like, do you want to be married now? You love marriage, or you still have that idea that I don't want to be married? I'm just married because I told God this. What's your feelings now as 2025? What is Narette saying today?
So one thing I learned is marriage is work. There's some work involved in this. There's compromising, there's forgiving, there's understanding, and I'm still learning it. So I haven't arrived. I'm still trying to get there. I don't think I would change the married piece of my life. I think all those pieces had to come together. I think all those pieces it had to be, and I'm accepting of that. You know what I mean? So we have good days and we have not so good days. So you just kind of look at this person and see, do I want to continue? Is this the person, or am I ready? Do I want to throw in the towel? And That can depend on the week of the day. You know what I mean? It's not all roses, but it's not all bad either. So,
Okay.
but it's
So how
work.
many years in are you?
It's work. It's a commitment. It has it. I think it's 36. I think it's 36 years.
36 years for a
Yeah.
woman, Gail, that say marriage wasn't even on her radar. Ain't that something?
No.
Yeah, 'cause I
No.
think the one that's sitting across from me is in the same boat. She don't plan on marrying either, but you just never know what road God's going to have you to go down. And
Yeah.
and, and you said something is good and key. Is work. It can work if you work it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people just rather give up or tell things happen and they're done. But then there's some people say, look, any relationship is worth, if it's good enough, it's worth fighting
Yeah.
for. And if you
Yeah.
got something worth fighting
Yeah.
for,
Fight on.
fight on.
Yeah.
You know.
And another thing is good to have is good counsel. It is. 'Cause you don't you can't listen to everybody. Some people tell you to leave. Girl, I would leave. I would walk away. I would have been gone while they living with their husband. And they're nice
Right.
and warm in the wintertime. So it's really good to have good counsel. Because you don't want to listen to somebody, then 2 years later, you see this nice, beautiful, happy family walking down the street, and if your husband with his next family, you know, you don't want to see
They say stick it out and make it work, right?
right.
If it's
Yeah,
workable,
yeah,
there are
but
people who probably have people that's not workable. But if you got something that you can work it, just work it.
yeah,
And it seems like you can work it. Like she went from Greyhound to the boat to she's a workable
Through
person
the hurricane.
through the hurricane.
yeah.
You go, I mean, you make it. I'm laughing about it because it's new that I hear. I probably been one of them ones that, girl, not me. I probably would have been that because there was a lot of things I
You
walked
got
away.
her at the traveling.
Yeah. Huh? I go, what?
I said she got you at the traveling. Cause you
Go on a bus trip and change the buses?
With 4 kids,
not
small
that
kids.
part. Just traveling and starting over.
But she came all the way to Philly with a kid
Yeah,
and a husband and never met the people she was going
Yeah,
to.
so
That's a
I'm
lot.
saying what her telling her story, you looking at it
Yeah, I gotta go think about this today.
as
After,
trauma. It's not trauma
yeah,
to her. It's not negative.
but it's probably helping. I believe it's helping, or will help someone who hear this because a lot of people they can't get through trauma. They can't get through things. They don't even see how this work. How you
Yeah,
even do this? Like
yeah,
just I was already stuck at the point that she saw him on top of the boat. It's a lot to this story. Like that's
yeah,
him. But she just said she
yeah,
didn't want to get married. So it's a lot for me to go back and say, God, you work in mysterious ways.
he
And I
does.
thought
mm.
I thought heard a lot of stories out of the Bible. This is Acts 29. You got to write your own chapter. But no, it's good. It's good because this is what this podcast is about. It's raw. It's
Yeah,
about those things that it maybe sound unbelievable to somebody, but somebody lived this life. So
This
you
yeah,
is
got to
somebody's truth.
and somebody's truth and somebody is happy about it. This is okay. Her children say she's good. So even through all that, that's mainly what you need. If
Right,
your child and your
right.
children is say you good, your husband say that you good, that's all that's needed. Some
Yep.
people, like you say, listen to other people and then they going down the street with theirs and you done been on gave up.
right.
But look who says she's okay.
She,
So
and her daughter says she's a strong woman,
she says she's a strong woman. You're very
and you have to be.
yeah.
You have to be.
So today, before we end this podcast, and I'm
Mhm.
I'm gonna ask, what's fun for Naurette today?
I'm
What,
sorry. Ask the
what,
question again.
what's funny? What's fun for Naurette today? What do Naurette do for fun?
You'd be surprised at how I have settled down. And if you're looking for me, and if I'm not at work, was fun for me. I'm in my house, in my room, in my bed, enjoying myself. What I mean, reading or you like reading or watching a movie. And I
Okay,
wonder, is that because I was so active in my younger years that is, I'm catching up on rest. I love spending time with my grandkids. Of course, I love when my family's here. I love when my two grandsons are around. Um, that I do like traveling. I still do like to travel.
Okay.
So I don't think there's anything, Jackie, that I wouldn't do. And I'm gonna tell you another move that I have not thrown away. I don't know if I would do it now, financially, but to move out of the country. If
Mm.
I thought I could convince my kids and my grands to go so we could all be together, I would not live in the United States. And I wouldn't even think
Where
twice
would you
about,
wanna go? Where would you go?
huh?
Where would you
I,
go?
I watch a lot of shows about international travel and people moving. So I'm just kind of looking around to see what's a good area, what's a good spot that would accommodate all of us. But I wouldn't, if I was in a position to, this wouldn't be my last move.
Okay. Well, y'all heard it here first on the podcast. She's still interested in moving, so she move around. So family, y'all get together and make a deal with your mom. I don't know how you're gonna get your husband out.
He's not. We ain't moving. That's another reason I'm not moving. He ain't going nowhere. He's
But you
more.
might can do just
He's
some. You probably just got to get him a shop, or something that he's interested in, and take your mother-in-law with you. Then he probably will move.
yeah. He's more you, Jackie. That would be traumatic.
He
Trauma.
That would be traumatic
yeah,
for him.
that's
I would be
funny.
having the time of my life. He'd be traumatic. He'd be traumatized.
So, Gil, you have anything else that you want to ask or say in the record? Right now, I don't even have nothing to say. I gotta go process this. I tell you, I'm serious. You might, y'all, yeah. Don't call me. Don't talk to me tomorrow, y'all, because I'm gonna be still in like mode of
You'd be,
what? Yeah,
you'd be all right. Yeah. There are
I'm,
more people
I'm
like
just,
me than you probably know that move the way I move. And, yeah.
okay.
I'm just in. I'm always inspired by someone who sees what they want and go after what they want in spite of
Hmm.
uh, not being bound by circumstances and not being afraid of consequences.
Okay.
Um, I know she was like that, like in her earlier years.
Hmm.
But my question would be, as far as that go getter, that like she still works. She's still like, as the daughter say, makes it happen.
Hmm.
But what about that? I'm just always inspired by that. I see it. Let's do it. Let's go. Do you still have that portion of your life with you? That's my only question.
Oh, I would like to think I do. I think there are some different barriers, like my health, my energy. But if somebody said, "Hey, let's go to New Orleans," everything is. I'm going. Bags are packed and I'm ready to go. So I think there are some things that I would do. But I think, I don't know. Like I said, it's kind of weird for me now because I seem to be a little more settled to where I just want to relax more now. But I think that question could go either way for me, depending on what's on the table.
Okay.
I could go, I could stay, I could leave my job, and if I'm not happy, I'd go apply for another job, go work someplace else.
So if the
Um,
right circumstances come, you'll get up in a heartbeat and make the move. So
yeah,
it's not
it's
in there. You're still that person. It's just hidden with a lot of stuff right now.
yeah, it depends on my need. Depends on my need, of course, some of my wants, but I do want to spend time. I don't know. That question could go either way. It just kind of depends on a couple different variables that would center around my move. Yeah.
Well, Naurette, we're gonna have to have you back because the stuff that I had to say, I couldn't even say it because I was stuck in the
Jackie.
middle. But this was very interesting to me. I appreciate you coming on just to talk, to share. I'm always looking for. whatever we can say and do to help other people or
Yeah.
someone who think they can't make it. And I think this has Gil's still over there laughing. She laughing. I think this
You said it was Trump.
it is. It was trauma just to hear it. Cause I never heard of, you know, and I've been knowing the rec. You say you came here in 89 and 90?
Yeah. 90.
And this
90.
person
Yeah.
I never heard the story. I never, that's another thing with me about getting to know people. That's why I'm doing it a lot. I'm talking to a lot of people. I just don't know them.
Yeah.
So I know of them. So this is something I think I would have interviewed her off camera first if I would know that. Then they told me she was a comedian. Like I didn't know all the stories behind it, but I see why laughter you would need to laugh. This is. But she says it's normal to her.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
I thank God for you. Thank God for your story. Thank God for your strongness. Thank God for your. She always been kind to me, but this is enough to make you angry. This, some people who go through this, they would be. There's people in counseling for stories like this. I'm really serious.
Yeah.
Your
Can
story
I
is unique. Is for somebody who can. This is somebody's life that's normal. But for somebody who's not used to this why they sitting on the couch. They're
can I
very
share
story.
a story?
Sure.
So just really
This is
quickly to what you're talking about and how some people can be traumatized. So I have a lady, she no longer works with me on my job. She quit and went someplace else, but she told me I was insensitive. And I was very careful in what I was saying to her. What happened, she went on a trip, took her mom. They were gone for a couple of weeks. When she came back, she took her mom home. She went back to her apartment. Her apartment was on the first floor, it was flooded. The sewage had backed up, and all of this stuff was in the house. And she was just traumatized. All of her uh, meaningful things, things that meant a lot to her. And she had to, and it had been sitting there for a couple weeks. So I can just imagine what that would have smelled like and that whole trauma thing there. And as she was talking to me, she just started crying. She said, I'm homeless. I don't have any place to go and I don't have any clothes. I have nothing. She just was crying out and crying out. So I was, gonna get with some of my coworkers and see if we can put some money together so that she can go buy her a couple pieces. You can go somewhere. She said that was insensitive because my thought was she's homeless, but she's gonna stay at her mom's house, but she has nothing. Well, what can we do to get? She didn't want that as an answer. She said, "That's insensitive." And I was confused on why she felt that way. She wanted to be sad and me to understand her sadness and her hurt and what she was going through. I was more solution based. Okay, so you don't, what don't, I'm listening to what she don't have, and I'm trying to think of a way so she can at least make it through the weeks and the weeks until her rental insurance kicks in and she can go back and get all the things that she need. That's where I was coming from, but that's not what she wanted to hear. So I do proceed with caution when talking to people because some people don't want a solution. And she said I was insensitive, and I thought, well, why would you cry? We got to get up. Like you can cry. Don't get me wrong. Go ahead and cry. But when you get done crying, you still got to come to work tomorrow. So what are we gonna do? How are we gonna make this happen? What are we gonna do? Go get you some clothes. Go home, take a shower, get to work. Still cry, but you still gotta keep moving. Like you can't just stop and sit down. I didn't say that to her, but that was my thought. So I just wanted to share that.
So as we end, that was a perfect thing to how people deal with the holidays and stuff because of they went through things. uh they always in a sad mood. They
Yeah.
always it's always, you're trying to have fun and it's like Thanksgiving is coming. Oh, I hate Thanksgiving. It's because of something done happened. But get around someone, get
Yeah.
it, things happen, but like you said, let's get up, let's go. Let's go. We're not trying to be insensitive. We're just trying to tell you life can change and
Yeah.
it can be
Yeah,
better. But
yeah.
it's up to you. You have to be, surround yourself with someone who would help you to get up. But anyway, Gil, I am thankful. I am grateful. Um, uh,
Mm.
it was good to hear. And you got anything you want to say? If not, we're gonna close out because there is a part two coming. Because I have a whole book here that I wrote questions. I ain't got to none of them. because of
Okay.
the story. So, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm gonna be all right, Naurette. I'm gonna be all right.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna
I'm
call
gonna
you
be
later on.
She
I'm
had
good.
PTSD.
Huh?
I told Naurette she gave you PTSD.
Yeah, yeah. And
Oh,
that's how some people who went through different things talk with people and see where they come from, and
Right.
could you don't know what somebody lived, and you don't. But they okay. Some people are not okay with it, and some people are okay. But
yeah.
if you don't even know, I don't know. I don't know drama in a home. I don't know that. So when somebody telling me this happened and they had to hide up under the bed, and like you had to find a key and your father left you, but you had the key, like all these stories of, I can't picture it because that's not my life. But it's not that I don't believe, but it's just it's hard to believe that somebody would put your kids outside. Or is it, like I'm sitting there looking at the person like this. I heard a lot of stories when I was in the military, and I used to like think they would just saying something. But
Yeah.
this is people's lives.
Yeah.
But they're okay with it, arguing, fussing, howling. I'm sitting there saying, "Oh my God," and they just sit there like nobody's talking. But it's a life. But I'm saying this because I had to adjust to even, my sister's husbands and stuff and boyfriends. I wasn't I wasn't
Yeah,
used
I
to it. I
said
wasn't a used I'm trying to love you, but I wasn't used to that. But we're gonna end this podcast saying that you are a winner. You are a strong woman. And I salute you. But the next one we're gonna get the statement from your husband, and then we're gonna get but Gail, as we always end the podcast. Narette, thank you.
Oh no,
Thank
I
you so much.
enjoyed
Enjoyed
it.
you.
I enjoyed being
Enjoyed
here.
enjoyed it very much.
Thank you.
Learned a lot. I learned a lot. I learned a lot today. Okay. Y'all don't call me. Don't call me, y'all, because I gotta process this. I'm really serious. Don't call me and start asking me questions. 'Cause this was one for the money. Love you.
Love you
God,
too. All
and
right. Tell Gail to stop laughing over there.
yeah, I don't even think she can help me with the ending. But as we always end the podcast of saying, love
love
God,
God,
Yeah.
love
family,
family,
work
work
hard,
hard, and
and
just
be
be
kind.
kind. Ladies and
Amen.
gentlemen, Narette Hill.
Amen.